Now in this module, I'm going to introduce you to another block, and it's the repeat block. So remember to load the starter project. So go to my class or just follow the link to the starter project, Introduction to Scratch course, the studio, and you're going to see starter project, the multiplier. See inside and click on remix. Right. So let's run this project and see what it does. It actually just runs, or it draws a square. Right? It draws a square. All right. But can you see anything? This is a very long code, right? And there's something that looks like a pattern that we can repeat. So if you look at this, you have move. So let me just separate it. Let's move this out. So you have move 50 steps and turn, move 50 steps and turn, move 50 steps and turn, move 50 steps and turn. So I could actually do this. So can you see the pattern? It appears how many times? 4 times. Move 50 steps, turn 90 degrees appears 4 times. So instead of writing it out or building it out like this, I could just come here and use a repeat block. Now we said 4 times, yeah? So 4, and then put this in here, and then we can get rid of all these ones. And then put my pen up. Now let's run it. Now can you see that it's still the same thing? Still the same thing, yeah? All right. Now if it's too fast, we can also put a wait. So let's just slow it down, maybe 0.5, and then see it happen. Yeah? Good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Now, there's no fun in drawing just a square or a triangle or something like that. We can actually draw patterns, some really awesome patterns. By using this repeat block, we can actually do some really interesting stuff. Now, think about it. When we draw this square, what if we turn just a certain number of degrees and draw another square, right? So what we have here, before I say pen up, I'm just going to move this down here, right? So let me copy this, duplicate, add it here. But before I repeat it, because if I just run this program now, it's going to do the same thing all over again. Yeah? All right. But for the second run, I want it to turn just a bit. So let me turn just a bit, maybe 15 degrees, add this here, and let's see what happens now. Aha! Did you see that? So it turned just a bit. Now imagine if I repeated that, say, it's a circle, right? So divide the number of degrees that you're turning by 360. So 360 divided by 15 will be what? I believe that's 24. So I can throw this away, use another repeat block. So put everything in a repeat block. So I have a repeat in a repeat. And then have 24. So let's see what happens now. And then let me put my pen up and hide. Okay, because this is going to take too long, maybe I should remove this weight. So let's say it go this time. Yeah, very fast. Wonderful pattern. Yeah. So imagine if I could change maybe instead of using a square, I use a triangle. So let's turn this by 120, and I have to repeat this just 3 times. My pattern will change. Yeah? That's really cool, right? So can you think of different things that you can do with this repeat? Now remember, the amount of turn that you have and the amount of repeats, if you multiply both of them, they should give you 360. So if I use 10 here, I must use 36. Well, it's not a must, but if you want to have a complete circle, then it should give you 360. So if I run this now, that's what I have. Really cool, right? All right, now let's take it a step further. What if every time we draw a particular pattern, we change the color, right? Let's change the color by a certain amount. So instead of saying sets, so we can set the color. So let's set the color at the beginning to say blue. And then as we draw each pattern, we change the pen color by 10. So let's put it right here. Let's just make this bigger, 100. And then now we run. Can you see that? This is wonderful. So think about all the patterns you can create. Once you're done with one pattern, you can go to another side of the screen, draw another pattern, go to another side of the screen, draw another pattern, and just play around with it. Also, you can change the pen shade, or you can change the pen size, right? So play around with it, create some awesome patterns, change the base shape. So in this case, we're using the triangle. Use a hexagon, use a pentagon, use a circle, and you can do some really awesome stuff. Remember to share and add it to the studio.